Good evening. Welcome to the State of Business on our television with me, Kavish Pereira. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Sri Lanka elevates to the upper middle income category from the lower middle income, says the World Bank. Cabinet of Ministers approves a cable car project in Norelia to upsurge the tourist attraction. News in detail. The World Bank announced on Monday that Sri Lanka has elevated to the upper middle income level from the lower middle income category under a revision to the gross national income classification thresholds. Hence, according to the World Bank data, Sri Lanka's GNI per capita has improved from $3,840 in 2017 to $4,060 in 2018. According to the new classifications, upper middle income economies are defined as those with GNI per capita between $3,996 and $12,375. Low-income economies are those with a GNI per capita of $1,025 or less. In 2018, low-middle-income economies are those with a GNI per capita between $1,026 and $3,995, and high-income economies are those with a GNI per capita of $12,376 or more. Subsequently, under the new categorization, Sri Lanka is in the upper middle income bracket associated by 59 other countries, also including China, Russian Federation, South Africa, Thailand, Malaysia, Mexico, Fiji, Cuba and Brazil. And Argentina and Georgia and Kosovo too have been newly upgraded to the status of an upper middle income country along with Sri Lanka. In the South Asian region, only Sri Lanka and Maldives have come under the upper middle income group, whereas Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Myanmar and Pakistan come under the lower middle income group, and Afghanistan and Nepal come under the low income group. Deputy Minister of Skills Development and Vocational Training Karna Ratnaparnavithana highlights that the intake for the vocational training education by the state sector should be doubled. Deputy Minister Parnavithana made these remarks yesterday addressing the workshop and seminar on review of National Vocational Qualifications Framework held at the Foundation Institute. Deputy Minister of Skills Development and Vocational Training Karna Ratnaparnavithana said that out of 330,000 school leavers, only 30,000 get the opportunity for higher education annually. He also said that around 100,000 look for other means for their higher education and another 100,000 are completely left out from the current education systems.
Our government is very much committed to the strength the vocational education system in this country. That's why government has decided to keep the vocational training education also in line with the free education in this country. I recently visited several places, especially our technical education department. I must say that despite the lack of resources and some administrative issues, poor salaries, less human resources, the employability of the past students in our system is very much promising. Most of them are getting job here or elsewhere. So we have to upgrade the system because we are getting positive results. That's why we have asked to double the intake in vocational education. But it is easy to say, but very difficult to make a reality because we need lot of facilities, financial facilities, and especially the human resource development.
Cabinet of Ministers yesterday approved a cable car project in Norelia to increase the tourist attraction. Government Information Department today announced that a local company with its foreign partner in the United Kingdom has already forwarded a proposal for the project. A $50 million project has been proposed by a firm called Outdoor Engineering Lanka Private Limited and its UK partner Doppelmayr Cable Car. The firm will build a cable car system on 21 towers running from the Gregory's Lake Park, Racecourse Grounds and the Single Tree Mountain. The project is planned to operate 86 cars which can carry 10 passengers each, and the first stage 43 cars are expected to be built. The Cabinet of Ministers had given clearance to set up a project with the Board of Investment Facilities for a proposal submitted by the Minister of Plantation Industries. However, a memorandum of understanding was signed for a cable car project by the Norelia Municipal Council in 2013 and they had also planned to complete it within a year. The media fiscal position report issued by the Treasury last week revealed that total revenue income from tax increased to 104 billion rupees in the first 4 months of 2019. The corporate and non-corporate income tax also increased by 10.2% to 43 billion rupees, the report also reveals. Although Sri Lanka's overall government revenue fell in the first quarter of 2019 as imports slowed down, income tax gains were noticeably higher with a new online collection system and better enforcement, the Treasury announced. The revenue from pay tax increased by 19.2% to 18 billion rupees. Revenue from ESC increased by 11.3% to 27 billion. However, revenue from tax on interest declined to 17 billion rupees in 2019. Revenue from VAT increased marginally by 1.3% to 161 billion rupees in the first 4 months of 2019 compared to 159 million rupees in the same period of 2018, which was 30.5% of the total annual estimate for 2019. Revenue for VAT on domestic activities remained unchanged to 102 billion rupees in the first 4 months of 2019 due to disruption of domestic activities. However, revenue from VAT on import increased by 3.6% to 59 billion rupees. The excise duty revenue generated from liquor, cigarette and tobacco, petroleum, motor vehicles and other items declined by 23.7% to 130 billion rupees in the first 4 months of 2019 compared to 171 billion rupees in the same period of 2018. This was mainly attributable to the contraction of revenue collected from all excisable products excluding the liquor. Keep tuning in for more news after this short commercial break. Welcome back. Addressing the 5th anniversary of the Sri Lanka chapter of the Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, commonly known as VISTA, the newly elected president of the VISTA Sri Lanka, Catriona Jayasundara, emphasized that 52% of the Sri Lankan population are women and that Sri Lanka needs a robust economic restructure to facilitate equal opportunities in employments for these 52% human resources.
The 5th anniversary of the VISTA Sri Lanka was held yesterday in Colombo under the theme of Women Who Move the World and was participated by all Sri Lankan members, including the officials from the VISTA International. Hence, the objectives of VISTA Sri Lanka are raising the profile of women in the maritime sector and working towards gender balance in an industry that is still predominantly male-dominant. Moreover, VISTA has contributed to the development of the Sri Lankan maritime sector, engaging in numerous roles which were traditionally limited to the male employees. VISTA Sri Lanka has encouraged more women to take up careers in shipping while creating a platform for sharing knowledge and networking.
Accordingly, Minister of Ports and Shipping and Southern Development Sagala Ratnayaka, participating as the chief guest of the 5th AGM of the Sri Lankan chapter of the Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, said that Sri Lanka was engaging in a lot of talking in the maritime sector and doing nothing. He also said that the government is also responsible for that, and however they have already commenced the development works which strengthen the country's economy.
I believe women are well suited for jobs of this nature, and this sharply contravenes the widely held perception that the roles the industry has to offer are not a woman's job. I am therefore confident that VISTA will continue to have a positive impact on the development of women in the maritime sector and set an example to many other sectors contributing to the national economy. As for the maritime sector in Sri Lanka, in the past few years we've been doing a lot of talking and not moving much. The government has been responsible for much of this. So we've now decided that it's time to take the right decision and move forward on them. We've started with the East Container Terminal and we have a fairly comprehensive agenda ahead of us in the other areas.
Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Board Chairman Kishu Gomes mentions that tourist arrivals had increased up to 2,500 per day after 8 weeks to the Easter Sunday attacks. Thus, Sri Lanka's tourist arrivals are on the track of recovering from Easter Sunday attacks, which fell to about 1,300 arrivals a day in May 2018, with many countries relaxing travel warnings and Sri Lanka organizing tourist promotional programs. Significantly, cricketing legend Sachin Tendulkar, accompanied by many other Bollywood stars, also scheduled to arrive to Sri Lanka in August to participate in a Colombo Fashion Week festival to promote Sri Lanka's tourism to the Indian market after the Easter Sunday terror attacks, since India is Sri Lanka's largest tourism generation market. Furthermore, Sri Lanka has secured the top spot in the Lonely Planet's best travel destinations list of countries to visit in 2019, irrespective to the recent Easter Sunday attacks tragedy. The travel publication upheld Sri Lanka as number 1 while warning regards to check the latest travel advisories of their administrations before travelling to the island nation. Minister of Megapolis and Western Development Partly Champika Ranavika says that human development is a major factor which cannot be forgotten during the process of mega development projects already implementing and to be implemented in the country. The minister also highlighted that the knowledge of the development projects in the country is important and his ministry has taken measures on the move. Accordingly, the promotion campaign dubbed as Pannare was organized to inform the general public of the massive projects of development and its number of sub-projects and to highlight the integrated effort of the ministry and its sub-agencies such as the Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation, the Urban Development Authority and the Projects Office. The project intends to propagate the iron souls or yakadamini, so those who are economically, spiritually well-being in harmony with nature and sustainability, which will ultimately enrich the nation's project of development. Moreover, it was mentioned during the event that there are 14 projects under the Pannare National Movement. A Life in Lieu of a Home Western Region Tech City Development Project, Metro Colombo Urban Development Project, Logistics City Project are some of the key projects out of these. Speaking at the event, Subject Minister highlighted that the eastern region of the country, or especially the Trincomalee region, should be well developed since Sri Lanka's economy is open to vastly developing Asian region through Trincomalee. Keep tuning in for stock updates after this short commercial break. Welcome back. Trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The All-Share Price Index gained 20.34 points to close at 5,411.55 and the S&P SL 20 gained 17.57 points to close at 2,542.32. The turnover is 644 million rupees with over 29 million shares being traded. Next up is Forex rates. Well, that's a wrap of the bulletin for the day, signing off with the promise for tomorrow at the same time with nothing but the latest. Thank you and good night.